Hey everybody, happy Sunday to you. I hope you are having a great Sunday. I'm working with some Diane Reevely Dylusions Collage sheets. These were gifted to me and I'm really having such a fun time with them. I wanted to sit and cut with you for a little while and then we'll rearrange these images and put them together in, different ways. I like to alter stuff, which, I mean, if you've been here any time at all, you've seen me alter a lot of stuff. I do not stay true to this image. To me, it's really fun to alter images and, maybe add to them, subtract from them, and just create a new image. And really, when we think about collage, that is that's the basic concept of collage, right? That you are going to alter or use otherwise an image that does not stay true to the original. What fun is that, right? I mean, what kind of fun is it to stay true to the original? Yes, I've got out my big shears today because the tiny ones just make my hands ache and ache and ache. I got enough ache going on with other things that I'm trying to spare my fingers, my digits, so I don't get incapacitated while I'm crafting. That's no fun, right? When your fingers don't work or your wrist doesn't work. So there's a true image right there. Okay, well, we'll stick with that one. To me, this image, and I did go on Amazon, you guys, and I'm putting links in the description box below to these collage kits, sheets that you can order over there. I was really happy to find them. I'm not positive, but I think that maybe Miss Leanne sent these to me in a bunch of Happy Mail. You guys will notice that I always link Leanne in the description box below because she is an amazing person. She is a gifted tarot reader. You can find out lots by just following the link below and maybe set yourself up a private tarot reading. She's done amazing things for me. I can't even describe how apt she is and how on target she is. She's also her intuition is so intact that she's super fast. And then you're writing stuff down, or I do. I'm writing stuff down and I'm thinking, oh gosh, how am I ever going to remember this? And then I go back and it's like, I'm not sure that applied to anything. And then the second read, you're like, oh my gosh, it is completely on target. I can't even describe it. She's the real deal. All right, I think what we're going to do with this little baby, isn't she cute with her big eyes, is ditch those eyes. And I know you guys are going, oh my gosh, how can you do that? Well, we'll use it somewhere else. But right now, I'm going for altering the image before me. Okay, so now we're left with this and this, and I'm halfway thinking about just taking the eyes out altogether on this one, but I'm not sure. So let's see what else we have over here. We have this beautiful sheet. And I can definitely see some things I want to do here. The cool thing about this, y'all, is you can use the images as they are. But, I think it's more fun and more of a challenge to create something from something else. I love construction. I used to do fairy houses and fairy furniture and that kind of thing. And that was, really did play into my my love of putting things together. I'm uncertain where that came from. My dad was a machinist, and I often wonder if I got that from watching him build things at his shop, even though he was working, you know, with metal. I'm going to cut these two things apart and use them in a different way. I can kind of already see it coming together. Excuse me, guys. I still have a cough from just allergies and crying, which I'm so happy and pleased with myself today because I decided yesterday that just really had to stop, especially because it makes me feel so bad to just not be able to control my emotions. And I just really got to get beyond, I've got to get beyond tears, and I know that that's going to take a long time. You know, I had not recovered from losing my little Mia dog, and now Mama's gone, and oh boy, it's just such a strange thing, and life really does throw you a bunch of curveballs in the past 6 months. So, all right, I'm also going to cut this apart as well. Diane, if you're watching, sorry, but I think that Diane would encourage it too, because she kind of did the same thing, you know. She's kind of got all kinds of different images going here as well. All right, let's do one more. Let's cut this one out. This is a face and hair. And I think what I'm going to do to it is kind of use this as, I don't know, this is kind of presenting itself as a flower, so I think if we put a stem on it, that it would kind of look like a flower. So we're changing, you know, this was a hair or a bonnet or a hat or whatever, and we're just thinking about it in a very unconventional way, and we're just going to change this image, and I think I'm going to take this off as well. And then we may do something with that. Okay, so we've got some pieces and parts, some bits and bobs, as I like to call it, to play with. Next thing we're going to do is kind of look at what we have with the things that I cut out this morning. And we were talking about mourning in general. You know, when you're in a season or when you are grieving, and I understand that process is going to take a while. I will tell you guys that this morning I started with a list, and it was extremely helpful. Chris sleeps really late in the morning, so I cannot get to my studio upstairs. He works, and he's a musician, so he's a night owl kind of guy, and I'm a really early riser. So I started out this morning with a nice list of things that I could do, things I could accomplish downstairs and feel like I was moving, that I was thinking, that I was doing things, that I was getting things accomplished. And one of the things on the list was to start working with these images. All right, So let's just kind of look at what we have here. So again, you know, I'm doing the partial images, and you can see kind of what I got going on this morning. I love Diane's colors. I just think they're they're super vibrant, and they really make me happy. And then you've got these images that are super funky and crazy as well. Sorry, I'm not contagious. I'm just, you know, I get creepy when I can't get stuff under control, but that's okay. And then I love that word dream. I think that's really pretty. All right, so we've got a lot of things to look at. And I think the first thing that I'm going to do, I cut this image out, and then I cut the top of it out. And then I found this kind of on the same sheet. So we're taking this image, and we're just going to alter it by just using something else that was on that page or on another page or whatever. And we will make, you know, like a little character out of this. So let's sort of just work with this. If you don't have one of these collage kits or collage sheets, you know, see what you can do with just a magazine, and you can cut some images from a magazine and reconstruct, and you can deconstruct and reconstruct an image to your liking. Okay, so we've got a little chicken face. We've got some crazy hair going on here. Let's see what else we could do. I don't like that so much. I'm kind of looking for a body. So I'm kind of wondering, again, you know, this is something that I cut out from this is like a little flower image here. I did cut this out, and that might work. Let's see if we can stick like a leg, or maybe a pair of legs, or, oh, hey, that might work. Okay, so there, we've just kind of made a different image, right? And it's fun. It's fun, and it's funky, and it's really easy to do, and it has an element of humor about it. And it also, you know, kind of gets you out of your funk, or your, you know, your inability to think or whatever. You can do a background on a card like this, and I have pulled out, I cut some things out of an heirloom seed magazine. There we go. This is Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. I order a catalog every year because I love their seeds. But this year I got 2 catalogs, which was super keen. So I could actually cut one up. And so I just cut a few like little images out of the Baker Street, Baker Street, I think that's a song. Baker Creek Heirloom Seed catalog. Order this catalog. It's like I said, the seeds are stellar, wonderful, and very different from, you know, from seeds you would just like get at the seed store or something like that, or at Lowe's or whatever. All right, I kind of like this purple tomato here, and I think we might be able to use that. It might be too big, but I'm thinking, yeah, it's too big. Let me see if there's anything smaller that might work. And then, yeah, we're just going to go back to our original idea. But you can see, you know, you can use something like that for a body, or for an extra, you know, element on here. These are, I was going to use these cards to paint upon, but they're slick. And I couldn't, they didn't work for me because they they were slick. I thought they were more of like a watercolor consistency, a watercolor heft, a watercolor texture, but they weren't. Painting is something else on my list to do today. Really dropped the whole painting thing, and I was enjoying it so much. Diane Anton is a wonderful teacher. She has daily prompts, and that's another thing, you know, we were talking about my list. And I think that just having daily tasks to do is really, 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 really helpful right now. I have a lot to do. I cook, I clean, I have a couple part-time jobs. I think this is going to have to come down a little further to get it on this card. There's plenty for me to do. However, in this season, I often find myself sitting, just sitting. And it's like, you know, I've got a lot to do. I should not just be sitting. I should not feel like, you know, I'm immobile, I guess that's kind of what you feel like sometimes. Okay, so we just switched everything up here. And you can see how funky and cool and sweet it's turned out. I'm trying to bring it down enough that I'm going to have to trim that top off, I do believe, because I don't want to interfere with these funny little eyes that we have going on here. Oh, okay, that worked out. All right, so you see what we did, and you see that we did not use images the way that they were intended. All right, so let's do another one because that was rhythmically feeling really good, and I did enjoy that, and I don't want to throw it in the trash, which is excellent at this point. All right, this is the piece that we cut apart. I think it was originally here, but we're gonna that's it right there. That worked. Thank you, Diane, because you have really helped me this morning feel a whole lot better and a whole lot more accomplished and a little bit happier. Okay, so I mean, we could use this different ways, but I kind of like that, don't you? So we were going to use this as a flower. Remember, we were going to like put a stem on it, bink, and just use it as a flower. But I think it works as a dress on this. I think we shall see. If you are finding any inspiration here, please, 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 please consider a thanks. I do get 70% of, so, you know, if you want to say thanks, a $10 thanks, you know, it's kind of a tip jar sort of thing. I do get $7 from that, and that's super sweet right now as, I've had to be out of the creative space, and, you know, being out of the creative space means that I'm out of my creative space and they can't work. But there have been other things to do. I'm not complaining at all because my sister and brother and sister-in-law and brother-in-law have really been like super phenomenal. Can't tell you how awesome it is to, you know, to have such a remarkable family. I just feel very blessed. I think I might add this on here too, just because I sort of don't like that white right there, and I think that just kind of gives her a little. What do you think? Now that I'm looking at it like that, I kind of don't like it. I think I'm just going to leave it like it is for right now. All right, let's see what else we can put together. What else we can disassemble and reassemble. Because it's just fun. It's fun to make something out of something else. And then you could also, you could go back and refinish the fronts. But I kind of like the stuff. I can't believe I just did that. Yes, I can. I do like the stark nature of, I don't know, there's something about these colors just on white that I kind of like. All right, let's do another one. Let's start out, I like these starting out with some leg images. I think that's kind of working for me. So we'll do that. I really love this tomato, and I'd love to be able to use it, but it's just not coming together for me quite yet. I feel like it should. To me, this really took on the nature of a flower. Instead of hair, that we could turn it like this and it would actually work as a flower if you put a stem down here, which kind of would be cool. But we got some legs going on. We don't have to have legs going on. We can, do something different. It's almost like a puzzle. It's very, I'm liking any kind of brain games. I think that something like that is way beneficial. Especially, I'll be 66 in a few months, and you really start to consider your brain, and I don't know what it is about that, but I love it, and that's what we're gonna do. It's not very it's kind of weird looking, but that's all right. Puzzles are really good. I do 2 word finds at night before I go to sleep. And I think that is really good for your brain. If you guys have any tricks or tips or any suggestions, what do you think about that? Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I like this better. If you have any suggestions or tips or tricks, or maybe websites, games, that kind of thing that you really dig, I would love to know about it. We all would love to know about it, because to me things like that are very super beneficial. I think my Dick Blick glue stick is it's still working great, but I think it's changed consistency. Probably because it's just cold up here. I can see that. Speaking of cold, I hope you guys are doing okay with this crazy cold snap that we've had. I really miss talking to my mom about the weather. We always had such fun with the weather. She would be like, well, it's supposed to rain all day, and it hasn't, and I don't think it will, and I super miss her voice. You think about that, and you think, your mom that was the first voice that that you ever heard. And, I kind of like that too. So I'm going to use that. That was like your first voice, right? That was the first sound you ever heard. So, oh dear. I have 3 journals in the shop, y'all. I did some minis because I am changing paper. It's kind of what I do is I use paper pads, right? And I use I use text pages and that sort of thing. And then when I kind of get to the bottom of a stash, then I kind of have to start all over. So I'm already starting to look at different paper pads because I don't want to ever like do the same thing over and over and over. So I've got a trip planned. Didn't that one turn out fun? I've got a trip planned to the library so I can pick up some vintage books and things like that. Sometimes they have books for like 50 cents, which is super nice. All right, let's see. Do one more. Hats are always really interesting because you can turn them the other way and they turn into a planter or a pot. You know, you could trim this off all the way and just in here, I'll show you. Just turn it into a planter. And I'm not going to do that because I don't have quite enough flower-ish image. I know I have this and I have a couple more things over here, but you know, to really fill it up and really make it look like a planter, you would kind of want a few more things here. You could, if you wanted to, use these spaces as flowers in your planter, you know, if you were so inclined. That would be probably fun too. All right, let's see what we have. Oh, hey, I got us a flower. Well, there we go. That might just change the whole thing. What else could we put in our planter? This kind of looks like, you know, maybe some ferns or something, right? Okay, we need one more thing and we can call this one done. I kind of like that. I'm sort of looking for, you know, the leg thing that we have going on. You know, I mean, you could even do like, I mean, that would be like a coffee cup or a saucer or something. I kind of like that, so I'm just going to leave that there for just a minute. Let's see what else we can find here. Oh, that might work. Got this. Let's just use one. Well, let's cut them apart. And then we'll put, think about our composition. Because I learned that from Diane. I will leave Diane Anton linked also in the description box below. Not quite the color that I would like. It's not quite it either. I think I'm going to put this, here and this here. And now I just need something else. Back here. Yeah, that's it. I don't know about this. I like it. I like it better like that. I hope that this has given you some ideas. And, you know, you can take a look at Diane's collage sheets over at the Amazon link in the description box below. And you can kind of say, hey, I'm going to order some of that. Or you can get out your magazines. Right now, my stash of magazines is exactly 2. I don't like stuff, so I rarely have I'm really don't have much stuff. I like to keep a very minimalistic sort of thing going on here. And there are a lot of reasons for that. None of which I feel comfortable talking about at the moment. I think we were going to do this. Ooh, it's a sticky glue stick, which is awesome. Okay, so that to me kind of looks like petals, maybe some ferns, something like that. We can kind of use that in the background. So what I was talking about is, you know, if you like this kind of thing and you think it's fun, then please give me a thumbs up. And you know, I'm not going to use those at all because now I'm just really liking this. Right? I forgot. There are 2 mini journals and one, oh, you know what? The Big Mama is not listed, so I will try and get her listed sometime today. Do a little video and get her all done. All right, let's just kind of take a look at what we were able to do today. And you know, it always kind of makes you feel good if you are just not in the best space and you love to create, but you find yourself like staring at walls and crazy stuff like that and just can't get, just swear sometimes you just can't get going. All right, so we took a Diane Reevely collage sheet and we kind of just cut out some images, and then we rearranged those images and made some sweet little mixed media cards. I kind of like that one. I think that one's my favorite. Love that one. There's something so stark and weird about her eyes that I just kind of love that one as well. And then we had the funny little chicken. All right, so I'm hoping that this gave you some ideas about some things to do today and that you had fun and that you'll come back to see me soon. Take care, everybody.